This is me with my Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card. And I got a huge credit limit increase that gave me a credit limit of $30,000. And to prove it, here's the email I got straight from Bank of America. And I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing. This is where it all started, right here with the Bank of America secured credit card. This card definitely helped me increase my credit score. The secured card acts just like a normal credit card, except that there's one major difference. And that difference is that you will have to put down a deposit. And that deposit can range from anywhere between $200 to $500 or even $1,000. But that's up to you and your bank. So as my deposit, I decided to put down $500. So now my credit limit for my card equals my deposit, which is $500. I was so careful not to mess up my credit with this card. I mean, all I did was use it for everyday things like groceries, gas for the car, maybe some things for the house, and stuff like that that wasn't really too expensive. And I did that because I figured that the best thing I could possibly do with this card is that anything I would use it for, anything I bought with this card, I figured I would pay it right back in full. I mean, it was a rare occasion when I would actually have a balance on this card because I was so obsessed with making sure that I did the right things, like keeping a low balance. And I would actually sometimes have a zero balance, and I definitely wanted to pay it back on time. So now, after about 3 months of being careful with this card, Bank of America decided to graduate my card from being a secured card to an unsecured card. Now that's what you want. That's the goal, to get an unsecured card, because now the bank gave me back my deposit of $500 and put that back into my account. So now Bank of America has made me the new proud owner of an unsecured credit card. They gave me a credit limit of $500, which was the same amount of money that I had gave for my deposit. But like I said before, they took my deposit and gave it back to me. So now, because I have an unsecured credit card, I'm able to use their money. I now have access to their funds, which is great. But what happens next is big. So of course, I can't just stop at $500. I need more than that. So after about a couple of months, maybe about 3 or 4 months, I actually went to Bank of America and I decided to ask for a credit limit increase. I figured since I've been doing all the right things and paying my bills on time and keeping my utilization low, I said, you know what? I'm going to walk into Bank of America and ask for $10,000. Well, of course, they didn't give me $10,000, but they gave me $5,000. So I went from $500 to $5,000. I had no problem with that. I walked out of Bank of America a happy man with the new $5,000 credit limit. So after that first credit limit increase of $5,000, I made sure that I maintained my high credit score by paying my bills on time. I kept trying to get things removed. I also made sure that when I bought things with my credit card, I paid it back immediately so I would keep my credit utilization at a minimum. I try to keep at about 5%, 10%, under that 30% threshold. But yet, I was still on a mission to get an even higher credit limit. So guess what? I checked my Bank of America account on the website, and what do I see? I see a link that says request for credit limit increase. So I have to ask myself, why would that link appear there if I wasn't eligible for a credit limit increase? Obviously, I must be eligible. So you'll never guess what happened now. Okay, after I just got my $10,000 increase, after a little while, after a few months, I don't know what happened. I woke up one morning, I just happened to check my account, and guess what? They automatically raised my credit limit from $10,000 to $15,000. Automatic credit limit increase. Yes. I didn't have to go down to the bank. I didn't have to click the link. I didn't have to call. All I did was check my Bank of America account and I saw $15,000. Wow. That's beautiful. But guess what? I still want another credit limit increase. And I'm going to get one. I said I would get another credit limit increase, and I did. And this time I asked for $25,000, but I got $22,500. No problem. I could definitely deal with that. I'm happy. I'm not going to lie. Having access to $22,500 on my credit card tempted me to buy some things that I probably shouldn't have. And yeah, I did. I made a few mistakes with my card. That's okay. I'm human. But I got myself back on track. And that prepared me for what I was about to do next. So now I have a credit card with a $22,500 credit limit. And that increase from $15,000 to $22,500 also helped my credit score tremendously. I think at that time, my credit score actually went past 800 for the first time. Even though I was highly appreciative for getting that $22,500 credit limit, I was still on a mission. Still greedy. I still wanted to see how high I can get that credit limit on that card. So one day, I decided to call Bank of America and see how lucky I could get. I called the bank and said I wanted $40,000. I thought that they would laugh and probably not take me serious. Now we're on the phone and they're asking me a whole bunch of questions. Okay, first they asked me what I needed the increase for. So I told them I needed it for some renovations on some real estate. You don't want to tell the bank that you're going to make a whole lot of dumb purchases. Like you're going to go on vacations, you're going to buy clothes, you're going to go on a shopping spree. You don't want to tell them that. You want to give them a good reason why you want to use their money. It has to be for something that's going to create assets and make money. Because, of course, they want to see if you can pay that money back. Of course, they ask about the yearly salary on my job. And then they want to know my household income. Now, the household income question is tricky because if you have, somebody else in your house that you live with, say a spouse or some roommates, then the household income means like the total income of the whole house, household income. And it also means that you could add the other sources of income that you have besides your job. After leaving me on hold for a long time, so I sat there and waited while they had me on hold. They finally got back on the phone and said, okay, we'll get back to you in a week. Now, I kind of know how this process goes. If they call me, it could be good news. But if they don't call me and all I get is a letter in the mail, that could be a rejection. Actually, it's a big chance that that letter will be a rejection. But what happened was they didn't call me. They actually emailed me. And that email was great news because that email said that they raised my credit limit from $22,500 to $30,000. I didn't get the 40, but I will definitely take the 30 with no problem. Everything I did that I think helped me build my credit limit to $30,000 is something that everybody can do, including you. And if you look in the description below this video, I have a free ebook that can definitely help you out with that. So go get that right now. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you pay your bills on time, remove derogatory statements from your credit report, keep your debt to income ratio as low as you can, and also monitor your credit utilization and keep that credit utilization percentage below 30%, preferably under 20, 15, or as low as you possibly can. 10%, 5%, even a zero balance. Be consistent with keeping track of your credit, and most of all, be disciplined with your spending. If you do all of those things, you can make it happen, but it won't happen overnight.